track 2.
3, 2, 1, time for a game. What the heck, I'm Scott Chicken.
And I am Panic Button.
And we are watching, or about to watch, Angel City Junior Derby All-Stars against the Emerald City Junior Gems Reservoir Dolls.
That's right, and let's just go ahead and let you know who's going to be out there to start us off. Emerald City Reservoir Dolls, we have 00 Death Wish, 111 Ambassador, 113 Block and Roll, 13 Psychotic Angel, 16 Juke Skywalker, 22 Sour Patch, 2612 Scoopy Smack, 27 Lethal Ivy, 30 Instigator, 33 Skinner, 38 Guns N' Roses, 44 Tipsy Terror, 7 Live and Let Cry, and 919 Rage Quick.
And for the Angel City Junior Derby in white, number 03 Dizzy Izzy, 8 is Monkey Mess, number 42 Mount Crushmore, 44 is Webster, 52 Squash Bob's Gate Pants, number 56 Maxi Mayhem, 71 Star Wreck, number 79 Lil Regulator, number 99 Poison Ivy, 310 Desmanian Devil, number 362 is Gravy, 710 Donna DeVille, and 805 Helen Killer. This game played in the JRDA's Open Division.
That's right, so you will notice that Reservoir Dolls have 2 male players during this bout here, starting us off early in the day for some of you, but you know, juniors are usually used to playing early Sunday mornings because that's when they get the track for bouts.
There you go. Now, both these teams have played already this weekend. They both won their games earlier in the weekend, beating both Lava City and Gapland.
That's right. Both of them are coming into this with no losses, but I know there's not going to be any love lost on the track because these two teams earlier in the season did also play each other. Angel coming out with the win, so I know that that team in black is going to be very, very fierce fighting for the win.
Speaking of fierce and fighting, Psychotic Angel set to jam for Emerald City.
And then we have number 79 in white. That is Lil Regulator.
And a whistle, and it must be derby time because the clock says 29:59.
And they're doing things.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like right now both teams strong walls. Going to be a tough fight for those jammers, but Psychotic Angel picking up first lead jammer.
And a little Regulator coming out shortly thereafter, given chase by Juke Skywalker, but had to let her go.
And right now, as we were mentioning, that this is open. Right now we have both males out there, Scooby Smack and Juke Skywalker. As you saw, Scooby Smack with a nice little hit there at the end.
Yes, quick 2 points. Gets Emerald City on the board first.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of nickeling and diming for this little bout here, as they want all the points and don't want the other team to get any of them.
It's amazing how that works.
All right, back on the line right there in black for Reservoir Dolls. That is Double Ot Death Wish.
And number 03 Dizzy Izzy jamming for Angel City, and Death Wish out fast. 2 straight lead jammers for Emerald City.
Definitely a great start in what they are looking for today.
Dizzy Izzy hung up at the front of the pack.
Meanwhile, though, that team of white is surrounding Death Wish, but seeing they were about to get away from each other. And we have both jammers out of the pack, one picking up points. That's 4 points to Reservoir Dolls.
And Dizzy Izzy coming out with the no pass, no penalty, as she was bumped out by someone who slid out as well. Dizzy Izzy grabs the 4. Death Wish calls off the jam.
But it looks like Reservoir Dolls did pick up one more point there.
So we're sitting at 7-4 with 28-ish minutes to go in the first period. Number 42, that's Mount Crushmore jamming for Angel City.
And that is number 16, Juke Skywalker for Reservoir Dolls.
Juke had a good game earlier this week. I think I called the game with Gapland, I believe. And
that's right.
Played well, had a few fouls. Little penalty trouble early on, but...
Well, penalties are bound to happen when you jam.
Very true.
Angel City, though, with their first lead jammer status of the morning.
And Juke Skywalker with a big hop over the corner to almost exit the back, but slid out of bounds. So power jam with the cut track penalty. Power jam for Angel City and Mount Crushmore.
That's right. We were just talking about penalties with Juke, and then, well, maybe you jinxed them. Let's hope not.
Sorry. Not intentional.
But that's all right. He'll spend his 30 seconds and get right back out there. Meanwhile, we do have a strong wall of black surrounding the white jammer. However, though, it looks like Lil Regulator is already helping out with a little bit of offense.
Yes, all of Angel City rolling forward to provide a little offense, and Lil Regulator calls off the jam. Or not Lil Regulator, that would be Mount Crushmore.
That's right. Lil Regulator was the pivot. I know. Yeah. That's why I remembered that one, too. It's also my Derby wife's number, so it's easier to remember. Meanwhile, we are going to be starting a power start here with Angel City in favor. Dizzy Izzy taking the line, number 03, as Juke stands in the box, number 16.
Dizzy Izzy going for the star in front and back lineup on the helmet cover today.
Maybe that's to confuse them, possibly. Oh.
Could be. Did not confuse her as she ran right through past the hip check from Psychotic Angel. Lead jammer Dizzy Izzy.
That's right, and it looks like we do have Juke back in the fray, but picking up a forearm. Meanwhile, we are having the Reservoir Dolls get strung out as Dizzy Izzy does pick up 5 points for Angel.
Dizzy Izzy with another nice little inside line hop. Now cuts to the end, bounces around the corner, bumping off a number 30 Instigator to grab 5 points.
Meanwhile, so far, it looks like most of the penalties have been going to the Reservoir Dolls. I do always say, playing in black, you're going to get more penalties, but I have not quite seen that this weekend. I've seen white getting plenty, too.
And Dizzy Izzy through for one final 5-point pass as Juke Skywalker out of the penalty box.
Looks like he's staring her down a little bit, hoping to get some points before she calls it. Oh, and a back block
called. Interesting.
Didn't quite see that one. I guess we'll have to look at the replay once this is available online later.
Which, of course, won't help any of the action right now, but it does help Dizzy Izzy grab 5 more points. Taking her to 20 on the jam, 33-7 our current score.
Very solid offensive setup by the team in white, getting ready for Dizzy Izzy. However, though, Reservoir Dolls also ready with the 3-wall.
And 3 more at the end of the jam for Dizzy Izzy, a 23-point jam, 36-7.
Meanwhile, Deja Vu starting this jam. We are going to have Juke Skywalker in the box. Power start once again to the team in white, Angel City.
And they are sending out Desmanian Devil to jam.
On the line, number 310, Desmanian Devil.
As the coach comes and checks in with them on the line, the I formation would appear from Angel City as they were all lined up straight down the runway.
I know it looked a bit like a pace line, but they were definitely not going to keep it that way.
No. Tasmanian Devil bumped to the ground, sliding left to right as Ambassador out of the penalty box and rolling back around.
That's right. We got Deathwish up at the top of that triad. Also trying to make sure that Desmanian Devil does not get on through.
No, but she did drag the feet out of bounds as she got that hip check, so cut track penalty. First jammer penalty of the game for Angel City, and Juke Skywalker out of the box and asking his team to move forward and clear away.
Now Juke already taken 2 penalties. Oh, and another third. There we go. Back block. I was thinking maybe with the power jam going on that might boost his confidence, but it looks like he is back in the box.
Yeah, just enough too much contact at the back. Well, they were moving forward, but enough to trip him up. And Juke back to the box, and Desmanian Devil out in a 2-minute jam.
Hot out of the box, just coming through that pack like nobody's business. Looks like we're going to have Reservoir Dolls set up that triad and try to take out Dez. Not quite successfully, though.
No, Deathwish with the shoulder, but rolled out of bounds as well, so Dez didn't get the run back. Now she's forced out and pulled back by Lethal Ivy.
Meanwhile, looks like Juke is out of the box and behind a solid, thick wall, strong wall of white.
And Juke just posited to the inside as Deathwish rolling back.
Looks like we're recycling everyone. Meanwhile, Star Pass.
I was wondering when that was going to happen. I saw Deathwish out there. I'm like, I bet she's out there to take the star.
That's right.
Kept getting stuck in the front and away from the jammer as Desmanian Devil rolls through and grabs 5 points.
Deathwish, definitely one of the stronger jammers out there. However, though, picking up a penalty.
Tough.
And I did not catch what the signal was.
Score 41, Angel City.
So we had a bit of a strong start for Emerald City's Reservoir Dolls, but right now Angel is definitely picking it back up with some jammers headed to the box.
Yeah, this is the third straight power start for Angel City. Not the edge you want to give them, as they've already run up the score by a 31-point lead, now 41-10.
But meanwhile, there is so much to know about roller derby, and you never know who will win.
You don't, that's true. We do know that Moda Skates is one of the fine sponsors of the Big O. We would like to thank Moda Skates, for skaters by skaters.
That's right, we are in a team timeout from Emerald City's Reservoir Dolls. Thank you to those of you who are joining us this morning. I know it's Sunday, but here in Eugene it's very, very sunny, and
It is super sunny.
I had no idea this was going to happen. I live here, and it's usually raining.
I know, I looked at the forecast before we came down, and I'm like, it's going to be horrible the whole time. And then yesterday started getting nice, today gorgeous.
That's
Good.
the magic of the Big O.
It is. It's a good day for the marathon as well. I saw a bunch of people carrying bags and looking way too energetic for having run that far.
That's right. We are both flat track town and track town.
Allowing you access to
We'd also like to thank Rydell Skates. Big shout out, Rydell Skates, proud sponsors of the Big O.
passes will be raffled off separately.
Looks like we are coming to the end of that time out. Just waiting for Time Lord to let us know it's time to go.
Time Lord is a perfect name for a jam timer.
He's a pretty great one, too. Meanwhile, we got number 42 out there in white, Mount Crushmore for Angel City. And Death Wish, we're going to wait. Up at the top, we had Scooby Smack trying to keep that jammer back, but sometimes you get called off when you're too far away.
You do. Mount Crushmore out, lead jammer, now moving in on the scoring pass. Both packs at full strength. And Mount Crushmore held up Lethal Ivy.
And Guns N' Roses, but it looks like finding an inside against Rose there. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have both the pivot and the jammer with a little bit of going to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Death Wish fast not only hit Mount Crushmore, but also kind of hit her own player, but it worked out.
Yes, and Scooby Smack shouldering Mount Crushmore out of bounds. Gets the call off, 1 point more for Angel City. That will take them to 47. Reservoir Dolls still at 10, but hoping Psychotic Angel back out with a star.
And then we got number 710, Donna DeVille, in white for Angel City. Right now, it looks like they are about to race each other with Psychotic Angel trying to take the front.
Angel City pack lined up at the front, but now both merging together as Donna DeVille struggling against the glob of Reservoir Dolls blockers, and finds a gap, hops over a leg, and is clear. Lead jammer, Angel City.
Meanwhile, Psychotic Angel getting out of that pack as Skinner is headed to the box.
Fast sprint around the outside from Donna DeVille. Grabs 4 points, taps the hips. Angel City doing very good at controlling the clock and controlling the score, keeping the Reservoir Dolls from picking up any points.
That's right, we were talking about nickel and diamond, and both teams are going to be doing this. Meanwhile, it looks like Lethal Ivy is going to take a chance with that jam star on her helmet. Yesterday, she was doing pretty well with that in the second period of their game they played.
And Dizzy Izzy jamming for Angel City. Pack backed up right on the jammer line. Tasmanian Devil trying to open a lane on the outside for Dizzy Izzy, then ushers her around the in. Lead jammer, Angel City.
That was some pretty amazing offense work. Sometimes it's hard to switch from D to O when you have both jammers in the pack, but clearly they have been working on that.
There were probably going to be burpees involved if they didn't execute it perfectly. So,
well, we make juniors do all those things anyway.
Angel City just sort of pops up the burpees in the middle of the lineup, like by the bench, just randomly. They just suddenly all start doing burpees.
You've been sitting too long. You need some exercise.
Time to jump.
Lots of zeros I'm looking at right here. We got 2,000 in white. Angel City Well, we did not have her on our list, but it looks like she is playing. That is Zoe Destroyer.
They crossed her out early.
Meanwhile, though, we do have double out Death Wish.
That's what I get for crossing things out actually on the paper instead of just making a mark.
Well, at least we get to sit here and watch some amazing roller derby.
We do, and we get to watch Death Wish as lead jammer, first lead jammer for the Reservoir Dolls since jam number 2.
However, though, Zoe Destroyer is hot on her tail, and it's going to be a battle right as we get up here. And, I thought that was going to be a back block.
I did too.
But
it was going to go one way or the other.
She did pick up a cut, and Death Wish headed to the box. Not what Reservoir Dolls want to see right now.
Oh, and I think they're giving the back block as well as the cut track. I saw an indication of 2 and a back block signal, so Death Wish may be sitting for a full minute.
Meanwhile, we got 5 points going high in the sky to Angel City.
And Angel City now catching a goat at the back, or trying to. That's number 111, Ambassador, struggling through the pack.
Meanwhile, Tipsy Terror taking out Zoe Destroyer and bringing her back to the back of the pack, but it looks like our blockers are just strong on it. Everyone knows what they need to do.
Now Zoe up to the front, pushing forward as Tipsy Terror back in and pushing around Death Wish out of the penalty box, and bodies flying left and right as she steps through the pack to finally complete a pass for 4 points.
Now, you did see right now Zoe Destroyer was trying to call off the jam. However, Death Wish was the lead jammer when she went to the box, so you can't do that.
No, you can't, and the jam ref's aware of this and not accidentally calling off the jam, leading to a penalty.
So it's probably good that we got smart jam refs out there.
That is good.
Speaking of, they know how to count. That's 4 points to Reservoir Dolls there.
Counting is sometimes hard. Zoe Destroyer also on her third scoring pass towards the front as Death Wish sneaks through on the inside.
Reservoir Dolls definitely turning up the heat here as we see a very strong wall of blacks just crushing Destroyer. And at the whistle, Death Wish with the little hop.
Just a second late. Did not, I don't see a point being indicated.
Oh.
1 point. 2 points.
2 for Angel. Meanwhile, it looks like we have some jam ref talking. This is a great time for me to let you know about the Reservoir Dolls GoFundMe. Please send the dolls to JRDA Champs 2017. They are looking to raise a great deal of money right now. Here they've been selling Defunkify, which is also another one of our lovely Big O sponsors.
They are.
But yeah, you can check out Emerald City Junior Gems Facebook. Go find that GoFundMe. Give them money. They're pretty cool kids.
They are nice kids.
I didn't say nice. I said they're cool.
Oh, okay.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Nice versus cool. Always good. Big O would like to thank RollerCon. Save the last weekend of July for the best time of your life. July 26th to 30th, 2017 is RollerCon. RollerCon, always a fine sponsor of the Big O.
Now, as we are talking about these lovely juniors, we have Girls on Track, another sponsor. Girls on Track wants to keep girls in the game by supporting junior roller derby programs. Visit them, girlsontrackfoundation.org.
All right, timeout over. And Death Wish back in the penalty box.
That's what happens when we look down. They change things on us. But you know what? Power start. Let's see what's going to happen. That is number 710, Donna DeVille, once again for Angel City. And it looks like we have the pack getting very spread out. No pack called, giving Donna DeVille that lead jammer status.
And also thinning out the Reservoir Dolls pack as number 38, Guns N' Roses, heads to the penalty box. So that leaves 2 blockers on the track. And
Scooby Smack trying to be his own little wall there. He was at the back. He made a hit. He came up front and made another hit. But it looks like he's going to get together with Gator.
Yeah, good. Oh, super low for Donna DeVille, just ducking under the booty check.
That's what's hard when you're a junior and all of a sudden you have long legs. It's hard to get just that low when the jammers do that little almost shoot the duck.
Right, and that was very low. Some of these kids very compact when they duck down. Death Wish now out of the penalty box and rolling back up to the pack. as Donaldville calls off the jam. 4-0 on that pass, a 14-0 run. And Angel City now stretching their lead out 81-23 with 14 minutes, 45 seconds-ish to go in the first period.
Now, I can't quite see the number, but I'm going to take a guess that is Psychotic Angel just based on where she is standing. Oh, yes, it
See
is.
a 1 on this side.
1, well, I know the jammer, so
There you go.
it's either her or Death Wish. So it's Psychotic Angel.
All right. And that is Desmanian Devil jamming for Angel City.
Right now, white lined up in front and black in the back. We know that's going to be a very different strategy for both jammers, trying to get through the entire pack.
Deathwish forced to the side, but not quite out of bounds. Multiplayer block breaks up the pack, and
Psychotic Angel picks up a cut penalty. It looked like right on the outside because I saw the OPR saying, hey, cut. So another power jam to Angel City, and already fast on the outside. Another 5 points.
Angel City very good at the speed game. When they need to go fast, they are able to go very, very quick. And very agile as well, as Desmanian Devil spins around the inside of Lethal Ivy. Lethal Ivy and Juke Skywalker now teaming up, reversing position.
Now that is the difficult thing when you only have 2 blockers, because then you can just go ahead and hop over them for your points.
Exactly. And when they're fairly stationary, you can get them lean in one direction and then cut the other.
Meanwhile, hot out of that box, Psychotic Angel completing her initial pass, almost unseen on the inside.
Not able to pick up any points, and 2 more for Angel City. It takes them to 97-23.
Meanwhile, it looks like we got Dizzy Izzy back on the line for Angel City, and sending out a new jammer so far this bout, Guns N' Roses for Reservoir Dolls.
Reservoir Dolls 1 shy in the pack as number 33 Skinner sits in the penalty box. He's very methodical on that approach, just sort of standing there looking where's the pack going to go.
Both jammers were doing a little bit of that, and you could see Rose go just a little bit quicker, but it looks like Angel City is going to take it. Dizzy Izzy, lead jammer, taking a peek at her coach saying, hey, what are we doing here?
The coach, I'm fairly certain, going to say, just keep skating.
Get the points.
Go get some points.
Meanwhile,
let your defense work.
Guns N' Roses being pulled to the back and recycled. Angel doing a great job of just holding back that jammer to let their jammer get all the points.
Dizzy Izzy, meanwhile, fights through the front of the pack and is through with points, and now back in on a second scoring pass, trying to the inside. Dodges around Scooby Smack, but Scooby rolling back to the front. Good waterfalling from both teams on the defense here. As Izzy checking with the behind, see what's going on, who's going to which penalty box. And finally, not going to the to clear the pack, but rather going to the penalty box.
That's right. She did manage to kind of twirl around one of the blockers, and then all of a sudden, we thought she was through, but I believe it was a forearms. I only briefly saw the call.
I think it was a little extra forearm called by Ermagard Referer, or however that's pronounced.
Ermagard.
So we will reset with number 79, a little regulate her on the power start for Angel City.
And then Guns N' Roses will be coming out of the box in black for Reservoir Dolls. Meanwhile, though, up at the front, that is Instigator and Deathwish holding tight.
Angel City catching a goat at the back, but now the rollback, Deathwish as the pivot.
And looks like Ambassador trying to make sure she can go as far as she can, but lead jammer once again, Angel City. And it looks like Deathwish also picked up a penalty. Maybe she was too far out.
Perhaps a bit, and that's going to kind of kill the star pass strategy that I'm guessing was coming up.
Oh, but beautiful work by Guns N' Roses right there. She got hit and took the hit and went around, but now we got jammers toying with each other here.
Yes, she was bumped out by the jammer, rolled back, almost went for the cut across the middle, but not quite. And picking up the back block there, just too much contact to the middle of the shoulders, not quite to the edge. So a continuation of the power jam for Lil Regulate her.
And once again, some amazing work by the blockers, just clearing that inside line for another 5 points to Angel City.
Angel now choosing to split the pack before moving forward. And everybody piles up. Going to have a couple of, at least one back block. Yep, that was number 99 for Angel City. Poison Ivy heading to the penalty box. And Coach B out to have a little chat with the referees.
Saying like, hey, I saw this. What does this mean? Or why aren't you calling this way? He's very, I will say he is very good at not using official reviews when he doesn't need to and just clarifying little details.
Yep, and the refs are all generally fine with that. If you just, I've got a question, why did this happen?
And you're nice about it.
Yes, that's important. The not yelling.
Meanwhile, it does look like we are going to get started and get things underway. Right now, that is once again Dizzy Izzy in white as we have Guns N' Roses right now coming out of that box, but it looks like Angel City is ready for her.
Yes, Angels, I think the coaches came out briefly to talk right before the jam, probably saying, remember, she's standing right now. Dizzy Izzy lead jammer. As Guns N' Roses.
Quick pass to Juke.
There we go.
And he is running out of there.
It was very fast around the outside. And jam called off before Juke can get back to the pack.
But very, very fast on his feet.
Yes, these things keep happening right behind where the ref is in my way.
Oh, yeah, they
That's
like
my
to do
complaint.
that.
Let's go hide from the announcers at the other end of the track.
But hey,
do
at
something
least
interesting and cool.
we get to see exactly who the jammers are. I have been
true.
in other places where it's like, do they even have a number? Meanwhile, back on the line, it looks like that is Psychotic Angel for Reservoir Dolls.
And that is number 710, Donna DeVille jamming for
Fast
Angel City.
out, though. Psychotic Angel picking up the lead jammer status. Haven't seen that in a little while now.
No, been about 5 jams that Angel was dominating lead. Now Psychotic Angel, very quick and quick through on the scoring pass as well, grabbing the 5 points.
That's right. Reservoir Dolls definitely turning up the heat with their blocking, just trying to hold that jammer in the pack, saying we need more points.
What they do. Psychotic Angel back for a second run.
Deathwish up top, though, holding that jammer for long enough that Ambassador came to help.
And now on a power jam as the blocking with the head penalty.
Ouch.
Yes, sends Donna DeVille to the box, just leaning a little too much into the pack.
Oh, and hard hit from Psychotic Angel up against, I believe that was number 8, Monkey Mess. That did not look fun.
No.
I think I felt her sternum crack there on that one.
So Psychotic Angel grabs 4 points, calls off the jam. Oh, I'm sorry, 4. So that's a 14-0 run. 37 Emerald City now. 118 for Angel City's A-listers. And Scooby Smack jamming for the first time.
That's right. This is also going to be a power start for him, and he is definitely one of the triple threats who is just about to move on to MRDA level gameplay, and it's going to be very exciting for Lane County Concussion.
Yeah, a lot of good juniors on the boys' side moving up recently.
And as you can see, he did get recycled back, but was very, very cautious about the placement of his feet before getting back up. And there we have it. That is a lead jammer going to Scooby Smack of the Reservoir Dolls.
Reservoir Dolls defense now gearing up as they see Donna DeVille coming out of the penalty box.
Meanwhile, Scooby Smack getting low to get past his pack to get up to the front and just toe stop through 5 points.
And Donna DeVille fights through the pack as well. Scooby Smack with 5. Swings around the outside, slides out of bounds, calls off the jam. No points for Angel City. Let's see if we had any on that last run. 1 extra point.
1 for 1.
A 6-0 run. 43-118 now with 5:50 to go in the half.
I gotta say, I mean, we're looking at the score, and it seems a little heavily weighed on Angel City right now, but very intense and fun gameplay. That's what I love about the juniors is you get to see so many levels of strategy. It's not just defense or offense. They really have picked up their game and know how to stick it to either team.
Yes, and both of these teams playing a similar style, of the more modern style of derby with the tripods and waterfalling defenses. Didn't see that so much with some of the games earlier in the weekend.
Meanwhile, we have Dizzy Izzy out there for Angel City and Lethal Ivy picking up a cut. She got recycled to the back, but one of Angel City's blockers was indeed in front of her. Meanwhile, Juke Skywalker with a quick little aw shucks, letting Dizzy Izzy go after a couple little hits.
I think Juke's very aware of the number of penalties he's gotten. It's like, I better rein it in and stay closer to the pack, not get the out of play. As Dizzy Izzy through with 5 points. Dizzy now cutting around the outside, coming back up to meet the 4 blockers of the Reservoir Dolls at the front.
It looks like Lil Regulator is kind of the offense out there, trying to get on through and break up that wall.
And Dizzy is able to grab 2 more points. A 7-0 run, 125-43 as we tick towards 4 minutes to go in the half. And we've got Psychotic Angel with the star for the Reservoir Dolls.
Meanwhile, that is Desmanian Devil for Angel City.
Again, Des lining up right behind.
See, is it Des that likes to line up behind, or is it Psychotic Angel that likes to line up in front? Or maybe they just both happen to keep going up against each other. Speaking of, though, Psychotic Angel with the lead jammer. And it looks like we have a little bit of offense from Desmanian Devil. Defense, rather, excuse me. Other way around.
That's all right. And Psychotic Angel muscles through the pack, 5 points up.
And it looks like Des is saying, you know what, I got to get out of here. You guys block on your own.
She got hung up a bit, and I figured might as well stay and play a little defense to start with. Psychotic Angel grabs 4 more, calls off the jam. 9-0 run for the Reservoir Dolls.
Back out there with, again, another reason to love Junior Derby. They love each other. So we got Mount Crushmore for Angel City up against Scooby Smack for Reservoir Dolls.
A little high five at the jammer line.
I think that was one of those, like, you know, the things the kids do, like
sure, those kids,
bump and
the fist
weird.
Bump and
yeah. I don't know. They have terminology I don't get either.
Scooby Smack almost thought he had room on the outside. Angel City shifted over and knocked the cap right off his helmet.
That's right, and it looks like that blocker is, in fact, that was Dizzy Izzy getting the penalty. But now it looks like trip penalty going to Scooby Smack as Mount Crushmore rounds the bend as lead jammer.
Reservoir Dolls starting to move the pack forward. And Mount Crushmore hipped out by Guns N' Roses, but the penalty called, out of play declared, and Mount Crushmore deposited again out of bounds and rolled well back, calls off the jam, locking Scooby Smack in the penalty box.
Giving a power start advantage to Angel City. Now, granted, looks like Deathwish didn't quite get the memo yet, but yes, Coach saying he is indeed in the box.
Yep.
Now, because he did pick up that penalty on the last jam, it is anyone's game here for lead jammer status.
And Desmanian Devil with the star for Angel City. Lining up right in the middle. So that could be the issue with her and Psychotic Angel. They both like that right center in the line. None of this lining up on the side.
Then you can juke to either side quicker.
You can.
Now it does look like Desmanian Devil is lead jammer, but we do have Scooby Smack out of that box and hitting hard, trying to get through.
Scooby Smack going chest to chest with number, was that 710? Was that Donna
79.
79, that was it. Sorry.
Little Regulator. Like I said, I know that number, so she's going to be stuck in my mind now.
Your brain.
I can actually even see my Derby wife, Alia, are doomed, league president for Emerald City Roller Derby. Number 79 as well. She's probably saying, cool, I like you.
Angel City grabs 5 points on that jam, and we're down under a minute to go in the half, 134-52. Now we've got Donna DeVille.
That's right. Donna DeVille up against Deathwish. Yeah. DDD.
DDVDDW.
Now you're just confusing us, yeah.
Confusing myself.
It's too early for that.
Donna DeVille pushing towards the inside, hops over corner, and grabs lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Deathwish being recycled to the back, not what she wants to have happen right now. That is Webster.
Donna DeVille gets low again, cuts around the corner as the period clock expires, and we are now on jam time alone. Death Wish recycled on the inside, rolled back. Attempt at the little hip thrust squash bob skate pants, trying to get that cut, but not able to get far enough ahead. Is Death Wish out of the pack?
Meanwhile, Donna DeVille just coming through that pack so fast, picking up another 5, and once again unseen as Reservoir Dolls had only 2 blockers.
And that will take us to halftime with a 15-point jam at the end. Angel City A-listers 149, Reservoir Dolls 52.
See you for second period.
All right.
Back in the second period of Emerald City Junior Gems Reservoir Dolls up against Angel City's juniors.
And that is Mount Crushmore jamming for Angel City, Psychotic Angel for Emerald City's Reservoir Dolls.
That's right, we have Reservoir Dolls in black and Angel City in white. Currently, Angel City with a pretty long lead. As you see why they've been getting that. Lots of lead jammer statuses, including right now Mount Crushmore.
Lots of lead jammer status and a lot more penalties for the Reservoir Dolls. We'll cover that after this jam. The Psychotic Angel trapped at the front by the 4-blocking wall of A-listers, and Mount Crushmore through quickly. 5 points up.
Looks like Lethal Ivy was trying to track her down, but got caught off on 20 feet. Not quite hitting her, so still in that pack. Meanwhile, looks like Psychotic Angel is finally through that pack.
And Mount Crushmore calls off the jam. Looking at the penalties, 29 total penalties in the first half for the Reservoir Dolls, only 9 for Angel City. Angel City has a couple with 2, nobody much more than that. Whereas on the Reservoir Dolls side, we've got Skinner with 5, and Guns N' Roses and Juke Skywalker and Death Wish all with 4. And then a couple with 3, so some potential penalty issues.
That's right, and a lot of those penalties are on solid jammers, making it a little bit more difficult for coaches of Reservoir Dolls to send out who they want.
Right, and a lot of them coming in jams, leading to heavy scoring. Speaking of scoring, Death Wish lead jammer.
Meanwhile, though, Dizzy Izzy also out of that pack and racing around fast.
Death Wish approaching on the scoring pass as Scooby Smack trying to open things up. Death Wish calls off the jam. Oh, 2 points. Dizzy
a little bit too late, and it looks like as Ambassador stands in the box, that is 3 for Angel and 1 for Res Dolls.
Just a little stealing. Dizzy Izzy putting on the burst of speed. And we've got Zoe Destroyer jamming for Angel City.
Meanwhile, that is Skinner for Reservoir Dolls. Also, her legal last name, not a derby name.
Wow, that's awesome to have a legal derby name.
Well, it's not Brains or anything, but...
That's true.
Anyway, let's get to the action. Destroyer picking up lead jammer. Once again, Angel City hot on that, but speaking of hot, right hot on her tail is Skinner. And it looks like the penalty box is finally clear.
And we're skating really fast because Angel wants to get ahead, especially as Skinner now ahead of Zoe Destroyer. Zoe Destroyer hits the pack, calls off the jam. 1 point for Angel City and Jamref conferring. No points for the Reservoir Dolls. And let's give another shout out to Rydell Skates. Powerdyne has changed the game again. Be sure to check out the newly redesigned Arius Platinum plate. Arius Platinum Performance Redefined.
Meanwhile, it looks like we have Psychotic Angel back out there again for Reservoir Dolls. And lead jammer as she trips. Meanwhile, that is number 42, Mount Crushmore, back again. Oh, low block after that little trip there. So, because of the fact that she got that penalty, she is not lead jammer, and that is going to give Mount Crushmore lead jammer status.
Low block just before exiting. Oh, blown up by Juke Skywalker, who then cuts the track on the penalty.
But
oh, wait, no, wave back in that someone else has cut the track.
Oh.
All right. I'm like, wait a minute. There's a
the
lot
other
of whistles
boy.
and pointing.
The other young man. They were trying to confuse them.
And it confused me in the process. So through for 5 points, Mount Crushmore.
Oh, wait. Apparently they were both supposed to go off there. So once again, deficit of blockers for the team in black. Only 2 out there.
And that is Juke Skywalker's 5th penalty.
Meanwhile, I heard some whistles, but it was from the other track. We are still going, and now we're done, though. We got to, no, it looks like 5 points for Angel City. Maybe some points for Emerald. Not quite sure.
Maybe.
Meh.
Talking, I don't see any fingers coming up, so perhaps not. And we will reset. Dizzy Izzy set to jam. Lethal Ivy jamming for the Reservoir Dolls.
Meanwhile, we have some pivot line love as they are lining up far away from the jammers, as far as they legally can.
Far. 4-on-2 advantage in the pack for Angel City, and Dizzy Izzy takes full advantage, sprinting around the outside to grab lead jammer.
Meanwhile, it looks like Scooby Smack coming back out of the box, ready to help out his teammates.
And Dizzy Izzy swings around the outside, grabs the points. As Lethal Ivy trapped in the middle of the pack, bit of a pile-up the outside at turn 2.
And it looks like, yes, Scooby Smack was successful to bring out the jammer, but right there, Dizzy Izzy, successful recycle there. Dizzy, very smart jamming and gameplay, knew exactly when she needed to come back in and where and when and all the who, what.
She's been playing for a while. Let's just leave it there. Lethal Ivy did escape the pack and forces the call off. A 10-0 jam takes Angel City to 187. Emerald City 53. We reset with Zoe Destroyer jamming against Tipsy Terror.
I believe this is Tipsy's first time on the track with the jammer helmet cover. Probably, I'm going to guess, due to some of their other jammers having a lot of penalties. Now, Tipsy Terror, also another junior who's been in it for quite a while. Ooh, but it looks like she's going to pick up a low block and head to the box. Another power jam advantage to Angel City.
And out and lead jammer is Zoe Destroyer, but forced out of bounds and rolling back behind.
Yeah, it looked like Skinner wasn't quite sure if she had her, but then realized she did and got on back. Skinner going in again, and then block and roll, and Ambassador all trying to help out while staying in play.
And called for the failure to reform. Skinner heads to the penalty box, didn't quite run back fast enough.
It's hard to run in skates.
It is very hard. Tipsy Terror out of the penalty box, and jam called off.
Meanwhile, I do want to remind you about the GoFundMe the Reservoir Dolls have going on. Visit Emerald City Junior Gems Facebook. Help them get to nationals, champs, all the things.
Yes, get them to Littleton, Colorado in July.
Colorado in July sounds nice, actually.
It does. I think it should be good.
Meanwhile, back on the track, we have Donna DeVille once again, and already lead jammer going up, though, against Psychotic Angel, fighting hard through that pack.
Psychotic Angel won to beat Juke's monkey mess out of her skates practically and breaks out of the front of the pack. As Donna DeVille gets a little push assist from Desmanian Devil, calls off the jam. 4 points up for Angel City, takes them to 196 with 22-ish minutes to go. And now we'll bring out Scooby Smack.
And I believe that is once again number 79 in white, Lil Regulator.
And the penalty box again, blissfully empty.
Hooray, 5-on-5 derby.
For at least a moment. As Lil Regulator forced out to the inside and rolls back. Scooby Smack going left to right, being followed by all of the defenders of Angel City.
That's right. It looks like he's going to have to keep pushing and string them out. Meanwhile, Lil Regulator almost had an opening on the outside, but caught by Lethal Ivy. Looks like they got a little confused and had to let her go. Lead jammer now to Angel City.
And Lethal Ivy reporting to the penalty box.
Meanwhile, Scooby Smack. Oh, now lone jammer on the track. Just as I was about to say, he finally made it out. Looks like Angel City's jammer, low regulator, picked up a cut penalty.
So Scooby Smack power jam spins around the outside, loses the momentum, and allows Angel City to catch back up. And wisely follows the foot back out of bounds. Almost came in early, but saw the run back gone.
That's right. He's definitely one of those to watch for as he gets older in the men's leagues. Very strong triple threat.
Scooby Smack pushing through. Webster takes a big hip check, but only one hand out of bounds. As number 805, Helen Killer, not quite able to seal the deal with 5 points up, and the penalty is killed as Little Regulator out of the penalty box and through quickly around the outside for 4.
Meanwhile, Scooby Smack being recycled as far back as possible. Very strong, solid bridge. And it looks like he's...
Nope, out of play called on Helen Killer.
As I said, he's a very smart player.
Yeah. Saw that the hand was going up and the whistle had blown. I'll just come right back in. Don't need to get behind you.
That's right. He saw it before I did. I guess that's why he plays, and I just talk about it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lil Regulator being quickly pulled back, but able to get in and get on through the inside.
She had a good apex jump, landed it out of bounds, followed the foot back out, and then did a little dance number over the inside to clear with 5:13-8 on that jam.
All right, also a sponsor, I want to let you know about the Kiva Grocery right here locally in Eugene, featuring local produce, over 200 meats and cheeses cut to order, proudly serving Eugene since 1970.
And timeout called by Angel City. And they're not doing burpees yet. I should probably stop talking about the burpees.
It's going to happen. You're going to have to join them next time because you're talking about it so much.
That's probably going to happen. Big O proudly sponsored by the Radar Halo. Pick up a set of Halos today and see what you have been missing. Thanks to Radar Wheels for sponsoring us. And we'd like to give a big shout-out thanks to Tieback Production Services for filming and live streaming the event. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't get to watch this.
Speaking of, if you are at home watching this, live tweets at ECRG Twitter and at ECRG_the Big O. Instagram at Big O social media, and also if you like those hashtag things, go ahead and give us a hashtag Big O 2017.
And take pictures of your cats and dogs watching the broadcast and tag those with hashtag Big O Cats or Big O Dogs.
Now I was talking to Murray Grande yesterday about this, and it is all inclusive for pets. If you're watching it at home with your rabbit, got an iguana, whatever it is, go ahead and send us those pictures.
Little fish tank next to the screen.
Blub, blub.
Big O goldfish.
All right, and we are going to have Death Wish in black up against Dizzy Izzy in white. Both strong jammers from each team.
And Death Wish trying to find something on the inside. Yes, steps through half a step ahead of Dizzy Izzy, who saw that lead block and went, I'm just going to follow her.
You cleared the path. I want to go there too. Meanwhile, looks like we are losing almost the entire pack to the box. Right now, back up. I guess they went to the box and came back out. We have a racing pack and all the points going everywhere.
4 points each as we regroup. Angel City locking up to the back. Death Wish hops over the corner. Great apex jump for 4 points.
That's definitely one of those classic apex jumps that they talk about in the old school derby and all the derbs.
Everything lined up perfectly, and this time Death Wish swings around. Tasmanian Devil comes to give chase and picks up the low block trip call. Got the foot a little too far behind her.
Meanwhile, Dizzy Izzy coming back in for a scoring pass and quickly getting on through. Reservoir Doll's blockers not quite ready for her.
No, and Death Wish swings backwards through the pack, grabbing 4 of her own. So we're sitting at 16-12 right now, Reservoir Dolls. And Death Wish calls off the jam. That takes Reservoir Dolls to 77. Angel City A-listers at 221 with 17 and a half minutes to go in the game. And we will reset Psychotic Angel with the star for Emerald City Reservoir Dolls.
And I believe that is Donna DeVille back on that jam line. Now, we were discussing how both of these skaters line up, and it looks like they're actually going to be a little bit off step from each other.
Slightly offline.
Let's see if that changes anything. Oh!
Doesn't change it for Psychotic Angel. She finds the room on the inside. Lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Live and Let Cry blocking out the jammer, making her go back to the back. Oh, as Psychotic Angel indeed gets out fast for 5 points.
Found a gap, jumped over a couple of legs, breaks out with the 5. Donna DeVille down to the ground. Skinner hovering over the top, and Donna DeVille pulls the star from the hat.
I guess that was a pretty hard hit. It looked like she was struggling a bit. I would pass the star too.
Yeah. Monkey Mess now with the star for Angel City as Psychotic Angel threw for 5 points. Monkey Mess forced out of bounds and rolled back.
That's right. It looks like Skinner, no matter who the jammer is, she is not going to make it easy for them.
No, and now Donna DeVille heads to the penalty box as Psychotic Angel jukes around 2 skaters at the front. And Monkey Mess bumped out of bounds again by number 30, Instigator.
Meanwhile, we are set up for some more Reservoir Doll points. Right now, their offense is pretty solid by simply keeping that jammer in the pack.
And Psychotic Angel calls off the jam. A 22-point jam takes the Reservoir Dolls to 99. Angel City 221.
Yeah, that's right. Right now I'm seeing some S1 helmets, another proud sponsor of Big O. I know they got some.
To hand them out, but no. It's just boxes going to the recycling.
In fact, the S1 Lifer Vision helmet, next level protection. I think we have some of those in our raffle, which if you're watching at home, hopefully you're going to be here soon because you're going to miss our excellent raffle.
It's a quality raffle. Good reason to come, not just for the Derby, but for the raffle prizes. Hey, Guns N' Roses, you're the lead jammer.
That's right. We looked away for a second, and we have more Derby going on here.
Guns N' Roses has an appetite for lead jammering. That's a horrible joke.
Meanwhile, though, Mount Crushmore trying to crush some more, maybe, up at the top of the pack. But right now, shut down by Scooby Smack. And it looks like Juke is going to get, it looked like possibly a high hit. Meanwhile, Scooby Smack is saying, hey, get back here. The jammer is here. I pulled her back.
Please follow me to the back of the pack. Thank you.
And Guns N' Roses trying to get through, but swallowed by 3 white blockers.
And jam comes to a close. 1 point. Takes Emerald City to the century mark, 100 to 221.
I got to say, that was a hard-fought 1 point there.
Very hard fought.
It really shows the fact that that jam was 1-0, just how strong those blockers are from both teams.
Guns N' Roses passes the star to Tipsy Terror. And we will see Desmanian Devil jamming for Angel City.
That's right, and once again, Pivot Line Love as the blockers are lining up far away from the jammers.
Only 2 blockers on the track for the Reservoir Dolls, and Desmanian Devil bumped out. But skater that hit her rolls out as well. I think that was Instigator with the hip check. So Des is lead jammer and hops around the corner as Angel City walls off that inside line.
But it looks like Juke Skywalker is going to join and hopefully help out. Oh,
Tipsy Terror with the cut track penalty called.
Not what the Reservoir Dolls want to be seeing right now.
Not at all after 3 straight jams of picking up a point advantage over Angel City.
Meanwhile, it looks like Lethal Ivy headed back to the box on a forearm. 5 points going to Angel City as Power Jam continues.
Saw Lethal Ivy holding up some fingers. I think she was indicating that was her 6th penalty. We'll see. If she picks up another one and fouls out, then we'll know.
That's true, but she probably will not be jamming much after this.
I'm guessing not. Tipsy Terror out of the box and engaged with the back of the Angel City pack. Forced out of bounds. Rolled back by Zoe Destroyer.
Tipsy really trying to use the momentum and roll around it, but however shut down by more blockers in front of her.
Tasmanian Devil also shut down an obstacle off the jam. Did grab 4. So a 24-point run takes Angel City to 245. The Psychotic Angel and Dizzy Izzy meet on the jammer line.
Looks like they're having pretty good chat now. I'm seeing some smiles.
I'm sure they have anticipation.
Meanwhile, we do have Skinner sitting in the box. It looks like there was a call that right at the end of that jam there. And, you know, that might be her 7th. It looks like we're having some NSO discussions going on here. I think she went to the box one more time and was already at 5.
Well, we have a fantastic.
So we'll let the NSOs and the rest figure out who is supposed to be where. And I will thank Rydell Skates one more time. Big O brought to you in part by Rydell and the all-new Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
Looks like we've had a.
Yep, okay, I wanted to make sure coaches knew, but yes, indeed, that was Skinner's 7th penalty, so she is going to have to spend the rest of this away from her team as we have just about 12 minutes left here in the second period. That's kind of going to be a deficit for them because we've seen some hard hits coming from Skinner. Unfortunately, too many of them not legal.
Yep, and Rage Quick will be sitting the penalty with the pivot cap.
And we are back to Derby.
Dizzy Izzy pushing to the front. Psychotic Angel finds
Past
a
the
gap.
blockers. And last line of defense, but through for lead jammer status.
Donna DeVille with the, Lil Regulator rather, with the run up. Almost made it in time to catch her and lock her down, but not quite.
You could really tell that Psychotic Angel was determined to be lead jammer. Meanwhile, hot on her skates, Dizzy Izzy just hopping on through, landing solid now in front of Psychotic Angel as both jammers are rounding the bend before the call.
Dizzy Izzy using that I can run into my own team and it won't cause a penalty plan on the landing. Like, I'll just get cushioned by Webster as I land, let her take the blow, and then I can keep skating.
Very smart, though, I gotta say. Better than going out of bounds and having to try again.
Exactly. So we will reset. Zoe Destroyer set to jam for Angel City.
Meanwhile, that is once again Death Wish for Reservoir Dolls. And it looks like not quite pivot line love, but not lining up right in front of that jam line, which
somewhere in the middle ground.
Usually they're right there by the jammers, though. Not quite this game.
Tasmanian Devil with the penalty allowing Death Wish free, but no pass, no penalty as Death Wish was knocked out. So not lead jammer.
But she is on her scoring pass as Zoe Destroyer is currently in the pack without that helmet cover now.
So no lead jammer for the jam. As we will have another minute and 24 seconds of jam time going. And Zoe Destroyer steps through, puts the cap back on. Now on a scoring pass, but again, not lead jammer as Death Wish rolled back.
They just continue to recycle her, and right now the pack is getting very strung out. And it looks like that's going to play to Death Wish's advantage.
Squash Bob Skate Pants rolls to the front, and Zoe Destroyer through first for 4 points. Squash Bob picking up a penalty and heads to the penalty box, as does Death Wish.
Now, I did see that there was a high hit called. Not sure. Oh, nope.
Not on her. She was pulled back into the pack. I think she thought it was on her, but no.
She was just kind of ready for a penalty, and she said, no, never mind, I'll play, I guess.
I guess I'll play, and trying to get the star over to Scooby Smack.
Meanwhile, though, it looks like changing a direction of the play because Scooby Smack saw that Destroyer was headed up on the outside and said, you know what, I want to stop her before we trade panties.
Now Scooby Smack has the helmet cover in hand, 5 points up for Zoe Destroyer. And Scooby Smack has the star on the helmet, so points now being acquired. And a hip check from Tasmanian Devil also being acquired, which sends Scooby Smack out of bounds.
And it looks like another 5 points going to Angel City before the end of that. 3 for Emerald.
Jam refs consult. An 18-3 jam, 107 to 268, 19 now.
I know they changed it right as you said it. Meanwhile, I gotta give some mad props to one of the jam refs out there, Ringer. She actually either coming up as a junior or was a junior, currently is still.
Portland Junior Roller Derby.
That's right, and we actually, our modified, have played against them a couple times this season. She's really a great ref and great skater. Speaking of great skaters, it looks like number 42, Mount Crushmore, crushing with the lead jammer status.
And Guns N' Roses jamming for the Reservoir Dolls. Juke Skywalker not able to stop Mount Crushmore, and Guns N' Roses clear the pack.
Right now, that pack is definitely starting to speed up, usually trying to get away from a jammer, but it looks like it did actually help Mount Crushmore on her last pass there.
And now official review coming out. As Coach B says, I think I need to discuss something a little more severely, a little more intensely, perhaps, than just a conversation.
While we can find out what the official review is about, we would like to remind everyone that coming out this summer, RollerCon, take the last weekend in July for the best time in your life.
While they discuss that, we'd like to give a couple of general shout-outs. Thank you to all of our support staff and volunteers. It takes a village to put on this huge event. If you'd like to come to the Big O next year and not pay to get in, sign up to volunteer. They need something like 300-plus volunteers for the weekend. And they're all doing a great job, and you work a couple of shifts, you get in for free.
That's right, and they even streamlined the process this year. Instead of having to figure out who you email and maybe who, what, when, where, why, it's simple application right on the website.
Very nice. I'd also like to thank the Big O door crew, working their butts off to get people in the door, in the lobby during all of our amazing roller derby games, so they get to work and then watch some later. But we got to have people out there making sure that that everyone's paid so that you can keep having the event.
We quite enjoy having this event here.
It's a well-run and very entertaining weekend, I got to say.
Definitely look forward to it all year. It's like a derby reunion.
It is. So the refs are now discussing whatever the official review was about, and the coaches are, I think, playing rock, paper, scissors with the captains over there. I see a lot of hand gestures.
Now, since we do have a little bit of time, I noticed that I think the Angel City coach woman, her daughter is the captain. And I'm just guessing that because right before we got started here, she gave her a quick little kiss and told her that she loved her, and it was quite adorable.
That is adorable.
Probably going to be embarrassed by that, but you know what? It's great when you have your parents supporting you in something you love.
And doing burpees with you.
I don't know. I thought coaches get out of that.
No, she doesn't. I'd also like to thank Ninkasi Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of Emerald City Roller Derby and the Big O Tournament. They also make delightful beer. Kids don't drink till you're legal, but your parents certainly can. All right, looks like the results are in. What did Biggie Smalls have to say?
So it looks like they were looking for an illegal procedure or a track cut on the white jammer, Angel City's jammer, but it was determined that she did indeed return inbounds behind all of the skaters. So losing official review, and we are going to officially move back on as well.
All right, with Psychotic Angel. Jamming against a little regulator, but first, more whistles.
It's always, official timeout now. Going to switch it up a bit.
We just got to see the Time Lord gun show. That's all. Sometimes you need an official timeout after an official review.
And it looks like Live and Let Cry now coming off of the track. A little bit of Ermagerd discussion here.
Perhaps Deathwish supposed to be in the penalty box. Maybe I see her
standing and
talking. And
Coach Syke right there with them. Speaking of family in Derby, Coach Syke and Dr. B are actually married.
throughout the course of the year.
Wow, the husband-wife coach team.
And little sister, Psychotic Angel. Derby really is a family affair.
It is. All right, so Death Wish in the penalty box, Psychotic Angel on the jammer line.
Meanwhile, Lil Regulator right next to her, ready to go.
And Lil Regulator practicing getting even lower than before.
I can't even bend down. Oh, quick on the inside. That is a Psychotic Angel taking lead jammer for Reservoir Dolls.
Beautiful move to just duck through that little inside corner.
And we were just talking about how Lil Regulator was doing all those ducks, but instead switched it up on us. Both jammers about to hit the pack, though.
And good work knocking down one skater so that Psychotic Angel could grab a quick point. 4 up now and continuing to roll while Death Wish is released from the penalty box.
That's right. Sometimes you want to keep going, get the points, and get out your blockers.
And Psychotic Angel taps the hips, calls off the jam. No points on that last. A 4-4 run with just under 7 minutes to go. We're at 111 for Emerald City Reservoir Dolls. 278 for the Angel City A-listers.
Meanwhile, though, we do have 5-on-5 roller derby as the box is completely clear.
And Guns N' Roses jamming for the Reservoir Dolls. Dizzy Izzy for the A-listers.
Meanwhile, it looks like Juke Skyrocker already getting ready to be hit, but he decides to take a different position. Desmanian Devil really had his number to start with already.
Seems lining up like, I'm going to knock you down.
Oh, and already back block going to Guns N' Roses. This will be a power jam for Angel City.
And that has been a definite deficit for the Reservoir Dolls today. It's been the power jams. We've had, this is the 4th, I believe, jammer penalty in this half alone, and Angel City's only had 1. It's definitely, you can't score if you're in the penalty box, as we all know.
You need a jammer to get those points.
You do.
Meanwhile, though, 2 boys up front, Juke Skywalker, Scooby Smack, holding back that young Dizzy Izzy. Probably not that young anymore. She's been around a while, but had to let her go.
As he threw with 5, takes Angel City to 283 and out of the box and right back in.
That's right. Guns N' Roses tried to do a little hop and a twirl over the apex, but it looks like that was unsuccessful and picked up that cut penalty.
And Dizzy Izzy steps through, spins around to check. Yep, I'm clean. 5 more points.
Meanwhile, looks like we got Juke Skywalker at the back. Angel City really wanted to take him there. Right now, though, breaking up the pack.
Yep, Angel City trying to play the catch a goat and let our jammer loose, but Juke slides around the outside as we're back with Guns N' Roses out of the penalty box a second time.
Meanwhile, pack once again getting very spread out, but it looks like Juke was on it. Scooby Smack with a little tap to say, hey, Juke, let's get back. I just hit her out.
Dizzy Izzy says, yeah, I don't want to run back again. I'm just going to call off the jam. 18-0 run. Angel City now knocking on 300. Reservoir Dolls at 111. Death Wish set to jam for the Reservoir Dolls at number 42, Mount Crushmore.
And once again, we have blockers up at the pivot line. Now, I did notice the score for Reservoir Dolls is 111, which is also Ambassador's number, and I know she loves when she sees her number up there. Meanwhile, though, already Death Wish being pulled back almost to the jam line. Now Crushmore trying to crush her way through those blockers, even trying to twirl, but no one is letting her go.
Oh, more good waterfalling, closing up the gaps between. A little push to the outside. Knocks her down as there is
Ambassador right up there.
Showing her points to the back, but finally clear Mount Crushmore lead jammer. Angel City A-listers.
And meanwhile, we almost had Emerald City Reservoir Dolls jammer out, but Lil Regulator gave her a little hip check. Death Wish still in the pack.
And Mount Crushmore pirouetting through the pack, 5 points up as Death Wish finally clears the pack with a little help from some skaters heading to the penalty box. 3-on-2 in the pack for Angel City.
into the penalty box.
3 on 3.
Now 3 on 3 is.
All right.
At least they kept it even.
Live and
when
let cry sneaking in while I wasn't looking.
it happens.
So a 3-point run as we're down under 3 minutes. 8-0, 3:04 Angel City, 111 Emerald City. Psychotic Angel and Desmanian Devil. Des not taking the front line now, and Psychotic Angel having to go, I can't be right in the middle.
Oh, but look, she is going to still try to take a little bit of the advantage. And it looks like we have some jammer on jammer action as Psychotic Angel positionally blocked Des. And now we thought it was through. She wasn't through. Back block, sending Psychotic Angel to the box, giving Desmanian Devil that lead jammer advantage, and picked it up.
That was very close. I thought she was stepped cleanly over that edge, but apparently had too much contact at the back of a blocker.
That's right. I thought it was clear too. That's why I had to stumble and saw the OPRs. Like, wait, no.
Des through for 5 points as the pack regroups now, all full strength on the track.
Meanwhile, looks like Sour Patch is going to be their little goat for Angel City. But we still have a strong triad up top.
And the brace at the front very strong as they're holding and not allowing things to crawl too far forward.
In fact, Desmanian Devil trying to call it, I believe. It looked like she was tapping her hips, but no call. Now
she flaps a little wider, and that works out as Psychotic Angel had emerged from the pack and was coming back around. 4 on the final pass, a 9-0 run, and we're ticking down towards 1 minute to go in our final junior game of the Big O.
Not quite, though. Final full contact junior.
Full contact. That's right. I forgot. We've got the exhibition at the end of the day.
That's right. As we were mentioning, Ringer, the referee out there right now from Portland Junior Roller Derby, we're going to get to see the younger kids in her league going up against the younger kids in Emerald City's league. Going to be lots of fun.
That will be good. Positional is always fun to watch.
All right, but back on the track, that is Tipsy Terror right now trying to get out there for Reservoir Dolls.
Little Regulator jamming for Angel City and grabbing lead jammer as we're down to 30 seconds to go in the game. Clock could be the last jam. And Tipsy Terror deposited hard out of bounds.
That's right, 44 on 44. Not easy and not fun when your own number takes you out. Looks like she literally has her number.
Literally, and she also has a power jam right now as Little Regulator in the penalty box and a star pass off.
However, though, Death Wish going down right at the apex as she is blocked out, gonna have to recycle herself. Luckily, we're here in Eugene and we like recycling.
Yes, indeed, a very green event. Big O.
And it looks like that was an unsuccessful star pass. So we have the panty on the outside of the track. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have another power jam for Angel City. This is why we have referees.
Yes, it is. And they've. I was noticing she was sitting in the wrong seat. I'm like, she needs to move over, right? Yes, she did move over. All right.
NSOs too. They know those things.
They know their game. Little Regulator swings around, bumped by Death Wish. Death Wish playing the, I'm going back a little farther. I'm going back a little farther. And now we'll just roll her all the way around.
That's right. She did a great job of inching her back and really just making her think about it and gave her that chance to skate backwards for a bit.
Yep. Tipsy Terror now out, grabs the star on her way past and pops it back on the cap as we've got 7 seconds to go in the game.
Meanwhile, Ambassador trying to take Little Regulator back, but too far, and that will be the end. Looks like we got 4-10 in that last jam there.
Unofficial score, Angel City's A-listers 323, Emerald City Reservoir Dolls 115. Coming up next on track 2, Sydney versus Boulder as we move back to the WFTDA.
That's right, and it's been great announcing with you on this lovely junior beautiful day.
As well, good game from both teams. I thought I think going in, you were hoping it was going to be a little closer, but Angel City just has been dominating all weekend long, and Emerald City did a very good job if it wasn't for all the penalties.
That's right. I think penalties definitely killed this game for Emerald City Reservoir Dolls. That is the final score. No change. Still 323 Angel City to 115 Emerald City. Well, thank you, Scott Chicken. I've been Panic Button.
And I have still been Scott Chicken. Thank you, Panic Button. It was a good game call, and stick around for our next game coming up.